Folks, there's been a lot of change with the Warriors this offseason, from players and the coaching staff. We broke down earlier this season, offseason I mean, that 2 new coaches are coming in. Jerry Stackhouse, a former player, head coach at Vanderbilt for 5 years, and Terry Stotts, former head coach with Portland for, I'm going to say almost a decade, highly respected. Now we know the roles they're going to play in making the Warriors better, and we need the best coaching we can get as we have more young players than veterans now, and we need to coach them up. So we're going to break all this down on this episode of Warriors Digest. As always, Randy Silver here. Thank you for being with us. First time on the channel. You're here daily. I appreciate you being with us and getting your news about the Warriors. And as we always do, let's share some fan feedback. Cordero, oh my God, you never disappoint. You always hit like clockwork as soon as I finish up my classes and working out there. Working out. There you are. Love your channel coming from Kansas, man. Can't wait to see the silver and gold plaque sitting behind you. Much love, King. Much love to you. Thank you from Kansas. It would be nice to have a nice little plaque with all I got going on. I agree. Oops, wrong one. And then ZYX Layer, love the updates, man. You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, if you want your Warriors news multiple times a day, we give you trade deadlines, rumors, signings, summer league, all the play, and stuff like this all around the Warriors. All right, let's dive into it. Steve Kerr reveals new Warriors assistant Stotts and Stackhouse roles. So we know their roles now. Let me make it bigger. This offseason, Golden State hired 2 new assistant coaches to support Kerr on the bench. Former Portland Trailblazer coach Terry Stotts and former NBA player Jerry Stackhouse. So this is what our roster looks like. I'm very confused why Jerry doesn't have a photo. My assumption is he doesn't have a team-approved photo yet. So now you got Kerr as your head coach, as you know. Terry becomes your lead assistant coach. Ron Adams has been there for a decade plus, so has Bruce Fraser. And Fraser is Curry's specific shooting coach. Chris DeMarco is a young and up-and-coming coach. People see a lot of potential in him to be a head coach. He's currently the head coach of the Bahamas team. Can I put this right here? That's not big enough. Chris Reams, Deji, Milovic, rest in peace. Then, of course, you got Jerry, Hilton Armstrong. Anthony Vereen is the current coach of the Summer League team, which is undefeated. He's a very promising young coach as well. Jacob Rubin, player development, and Drew Yoder is the trainer. So this is your coaching staff. You got some new faces in Stouts and Stackhouse and some familiar faces that people know and love. Maybe you don't love them. So what are the roles they're going to play? That's what matters. Kerr revealed to Anthony Slater, Stouts will be focusing on the Golden State Warriors offense, while Stackhouse will be focusing more around defense, along with fellow assistant Chris DeMarco. So Stouts, when he was a head coach, what was his team mainly that you probably know him of? Portland Trailblazers. They were a good offense. They didn't play much defense. It was very high-scoring games with Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. They could just never get over the hump of the Warriors. So that is going to be the focus. And Jerry Stackhouse, a former All-Star, will be coaching up the defense. And obviously, both will be doing player development. So Stotts had to say this. Steve loves reads and reacts. That's the type of offense he wants. I think that's the best way to play. But at the same time, you can put in a framework. What I like to have is you can have a play call, but within that play call, you don't know what's going to happen. You might have splits or flares or pin downs or pick and rolls, and have freedom with a structure. So not only was Stotts attractive for his in-game tactics, but his personality also played a big role in the hiring, according to Slater. So what he's saying is, we got to call a play on offense. It just can't be whimsical. And that may help with the biggest problem I talk about all the time, turnovers. So by giving structure, people will know the right position, know the play. But, of course, the defense may be in their right positions. Something breaks down, so you can have a play within the play. So the splits, Flares, pin downs, all coming off of screens, the pick and roll, of course, with the point guard, or potentially you could have the pin down by the baseline, try to do a backdoor cut, flare out from the paint out to the three. You could do a fake. There's a lot you can do when the play breaks down, but have that structure. And I mean, not that Damian and Steph are same players, but the same type of player. Heavy volume shooting to a degree, can make the three-point arc way far back. Not the tallest point guard, very versatile. So he has familiarity with what, one, you can do with Steph as your leader of the offense, but two, he played the Warriors again and again and again, so he knows kind of what to expect. And then Stackhouse on the defensive side, we've missed having a former player the last couple years. I love that he's been a head coach at Vandy for 5 years. He's not only a former player, a former all-star. He commands respect. And that's big. Having someone on the team players respect, look up to. Especially young players of Moody, Kuminga, Brandon, TJD. Now you got Post and Beekman potentially. You just signed Daquan Plowden. Someone that they watched growing up or maybe heard of while they were growing up. And you respect that. The knowledge he can bring from being in the locker room on a daily basis, behind the scenes, and of course on the court, what he's seen, what he's been around is massive. That's why players, you always hear in the media, players may not respect a coach who hasn't played the game. They don't know what it's like on a day-to-day basis. They're unrelatable. Jerry, you can't say that whatsoever. In terms of the defense, Golden State, we started the 23-24 season pretty poor on defense. But the group finished strong on that side of the ball, of course, with Draymond not being suspended, helping lead that defense. As Stackhouse joins the coaching staff, he will look to capitalize on that positive momentum in that area. And we got better defensively. Healed, not much. Anderson, above average. Melton, above average. Waters, I've heard he is, but I haven't really seen it. Clay was a great defensive player, lost a step, side to side, obviously, with the injury. Chris Paul, defensive liability. I mean, he's got some steals, but just not the tallest, and it could hurt. You think TJD will be better with another year under his belt? So will Brandon. And of course, Draymond, a former defensive player of the year, still anchoring that defense, doing his thing. So while the Warriors are becoming increasingly reliant on the more inexperienced pieces heading into the post-Clay era, the organization is making a concerted effort to offset that with veteran coaches that excel in certain areas. So if we look here, look at the ages. How many players we have over 30? Steph, Dre, GP2, Buddy, Anderson. 5 players are over 30. How many players are over 25? Then you got Melton, Wiggins, Looney, Waters. 4. So 9 of your 14 players are above 25, with 5 of them being above 30. So we got a relatively middle to young team, especially when you're expecting Trace to play big minutes, Brandon to play big minutes, Kuminga to play big minutes. That's 3 key players. Moody, hopefully. And then Anderson should, get 15 to 20 a game. GP2, 15 to 20. Melton, I would probably say around 15, maybe a tad short. And then Steph, Wiggins, Dre, expecting them to be leaders. Looney will be the backup center. So having Stackhouse to help these young players lead the defense, intensity, pick that ball up. When we were winning championships, we were a top 5 offensive team, of course, and defensive team. Our plus-minus margin and point differential was crazy good. It was at historic levels. We got to get back to playing better defense and less turnovers. So that's why getting coaches who know what they're doing in specific areas will help this team overall. And that's where these coaches come in. And again, we put out something with Joe Lacob. He likes what they've done this summer. The players we brought in, the G League team, Summer League team, how it's looking. And everyone steps their game up. Draymond not getting suspended. Wiggins playing back to his all-star level. Whatever's happening personally and injuries over that. Steph staying healthy and doing what he does, all NBA level. in these young players, the young core, raising their game with the coaching staff helping them. So that's big. Yes, it's great to have stars, Markkanen, Ingram, Levine, whatever. But if you can get more for the bang of your buck, and you can get coaches who can help take these players to the next level, that's how you have a better, well-rounded team. And that's what the Warriors are banking on. We're a better collective sum than of the individual. But we do have two new individual coaches, Terry Stotts and Jerry Stackhouse, who should help bring this team up. So let me know your thoughts. Do you like this? Do you not like that? Do you think there's another coach we maybe should have got? Of course, here on Warriors Digest, we don't just bring you these Lowry trade rumors. We bring you news around everything in Warriors world. And these past couple videos have been very specific on the player and the coaches. It's not trade rumors, so no clickbait for y'all. We don't do that ish here. Out.